We're consistently told that lab-grown diamonds are the future of jewelry, ethical, eco-friendly, and affordable. But behind the marketing, international financial criminals have turned these exact same stones into a high-tech tool for moving dirty money. In December 2023, Hong Kong customs agents raided 8 separate locations under a mission codenamed Operation Gem Crusher. They uncovered a syndicate using thousands of synthetic stones to launder $64 million, a massive operation that highlights the scale of this emerging fraud. This wasn't just a simple smuggling ring, it was a way to navigate around strict borders. Moving millions in illicit cash directly out of countries like India is blocked by laws like the Foreign Exchange Management Act, which flags and freezes suspicious wire transfers. To bypass those laws, the syndicate used a mechanism called trade-based money laundering. They set up shell companies in Hong Kong and India to trade stones. By shipping cheap synthetics while documenting them as high-value natural diamonds, a process known as over-invoicing, they were able to move millions of dollars through legitimate banking channels under the guise of a standard trade payment. By exploiting these trade mechanics, criminals transform a shipping container of low-cost lab stones into a high-volume pipeline for moving illicit wealth across international borders. Beyond financial logistics, the industry is seeing a rise in physical forgery. Every high-value natural diamond is issued a unique passport, a microscopic serial number, inscribed by lasers from institutions like the GIA or IGI directly onto the stone's edge. This security system is now being targeted by laser inscription cloning. Fraudsters download legitimate grading certificates from public databases, manufacture a lab-grown stone to the exact dimensions of the natural original, and use advanced lasers to forge the authentic serial number onto the synthetic copy. In January 2024, a lab in Tel Aviv identified a 6-carat clone that had successfully bypassed visual inspection. The stone's weight, cut, and serial number were a perfect match for a natural diamond. It took specialized laboratory testing to reveal the swap. To catch these high-end clones, scientists use photoluminescent spectroscopy. This process involves shooting lasers into the stone to map its internal light spectrum, creating a data-driven fingerprint of its atomic structure. This method searches for the silicon vacancy defect, a structural marker found in diamonds grown through the chemical vapor deposition process. If the machine detects a specific light spike at the 737 nanometer mark, it triggers a detection alert, identifying the stone as lab-grown. When clones are visually indistinguishable, the industry must rely on these subatomic checks for verification. For the average buyer, this creates a major risk. Without specialized lab equipment, there is no way to know if you are paying natural diamond prices for a stone actually produced in a factory. The lack of transparency in the diamond trade also impacts international security. Following the war in Ukraine, the G7 and EU placed strict sanctions on Alrosa, the state-owned monopoly that funds a significant portion of Russia's economy. As the world's 5th largest producer of lab-grown diamonds, Russia spent years developing hidden routes to bypass Western trade restrictions and keep their diamond revenue flowing. The bypass relies on major diamond manufacturing hubs in India and China. Russian producers export raw, unpolished synthetic stones to these factories, where they enter the global supply chain far away from Western customs inspectors. This creates a country of origin loophole. Because the physical act of cutting and polishing a stone is legally considered a substantial transformation, the finished diamond is often rebranded as a product of India or China. Once that tag is applied, the stone can flow unrestricted into European and American jewelry stores. This trade technicality provides a persistent bypass for sanctioned nations. By laundering their origin through Asian manufacturing centers, lab-grown diamonds have become a vital financial lifeline operating right in the middle of the global market. Authorities are beginning to tighten these gaps. In early 2025, India's Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs issued a new circular requiring strict mandatory qualifiers on all diamond imports and exports to identify and stop smuggling routes. This regulatory pressure is reaching the financial sector too. Institutions like the State Bank of India have begun severely restricting loans to diamond manufacturers, fearing the legal and financial risks associated with lab-grown fraud. Manufacturers seeking capital now face intense scrutiny. Banks are demanding global credit ratings from firms like Dun & Bradstreet, and requiring 100% foreign currency hedging, creating a high-barrier environment that prioritizes security over simple trade. We have successfully cloned the physical properties of a diamond, but in doing so, we've compromised the trust that the industry was built on. What was once a simple symbol of commitment has been transformed into a high-risk financial instrument, defined as much by international sanctions and bank regulations as it is by its sparkle.